This is getting to be a broken record. The end of an era for another Minneapolis restaurant. Cafe and Bar Lurquette in Loring Park announced today it's going to be serving its last customers at the end of summer. This announcement comes after other iconic places like Palmer's Bar, Annie's Parlor, ending their runs. So what the heck is going on right now? Heidi took that question to some food writers.
Yep, Jana. So when we asked why they're closing, we were told the lease is set to expire in September. Lurquette opened in 2002 and became an anchor of the Loring Park neighborhood, even hosting some of the most famous musicians from Lady Gaga to Mick Jagger and Prince. After 23 years, Cafe and Bar Lurquette is closing its doors.
And they've sort of been a clubhouse for a certain generation of people, I think, who really started to come of age during the beginning D'Amico era of the early 90s, is when all the chef culture started, and D'Amico was such a player in that.
Stephanie March, editor-at-large at Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine and co-host of The Weekly Dish, has seen some staples recently say goodbye. Annie's Parlor closed last week after more than 50 years, while Palmer's Bar is set to close in September after more than a century.
We're seeing kind of some of the stalwarts, some of the long-term restaurants maybe look at when their lease comes up, trying to decide, is it worth it in this new era to keep going?
Confronted with everything from the cost of goods to labor, and March says they often have less cash reserves than new restaurants.
And they've got excitement and new investors.
In the case of Palmer's Bar,
people are drinking less. People used to make a lot of money on booze, and they don't necessarily do that anymore.
There are big picture factors that play into this, but each individual closure is an individual story.
But Jason DeRusha, Minnesota Monthly food editor and WCCO radio host, says restaurant closures that raise alarm bells for him, Revival, Young Joni, and Lurquette.
The truth is, people are spending money differently. They're being cautious when it comes to the economy. They're trading down a little bit.
And if your favorite restaurant is jam-packed on a Friday or Saturday night,
maybe you should pop in on a Tuesday and see how it's going. I think that is what has changed. People of my generation, what we did for fun was go out to eat. And because we were going to work downtown, you were going to happy hour somewhere else, and then you were going to dinner on a Wednesday or a Tuesday night. That happens a lot less now.
DeRusha says late-night dining is also not as popular anymore.
That is enough to take a restaurant that's on the edge and be like, this doesn't work anymore.
I think this hits harder.
But despite the closures, more openings are coming. March knows of at least 4 that haven't been announced yet.
It's good to mourn the ones that we loved because that kind of carries that emotional thread through the tapestry that is the food scene in the Twin Cities. But it's also okay to say we're not falling off the edge of a cliff. There is momentum, there is movement, there is a new generation coming.
You still have some time to check out Lurquette. Their last day open is September 5th. In celebration of their run, starting today, the restaurant is rolling out a special menu featuring beloved dishes from its past, Jana.
Well, D'Amico, no slouch. That's a good idea for it to do and for people to go one last time because so many people got married at Lurquette, had graduations at Lurquette, so it holds a different space in time. Something Jason said I agreed with, too, is something I heard from a friend. They just don't go out to eat as much. They can't afford it. They're being tight.
Right, and he was saying it's interesting because places like, I guess, Chili's are doing really well. So he was saying, maybe some people are still going out, but maybe they're just choosing different places to go out to. Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, stay local when you can. Thank you so much, Heidi. We appreciate it.